Hey, this is Robbie from Believe in the Run.
And this is Thomas from Believe in the Run.
And today you're watching
Between Two Shoes.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah, we got that. So we have two of the very best shoes. I'm going to predict it for 2025.
Okay, now here's where I have a little problem. I really wanted this to be the best shoe of 2024.
Thomas has to bring this up for every...
I do. I felt like it should have been. So this is, you know, it might actually cost this shoe of the year, depending on how this rolls out.
Yeah, maybe. So this came out late in 2024, so pretty much December. So by the time we made our best of list last year, I said it doesn't count as a 2024 shoe.
We went back and forth, but
Yeah.
you know, since Robbie's going to write it up,
Yeah,
I let him get the extra vote there.
Anyways, that's up for debate. But what's not up for debate is the fact that this is by far one of the best shoes of the last, I don't know, several years.
Have we not, like, across the board, I've heard maybe a couple grumbles, but for the most part, everybody loves this shoe, and anybody that tries it is like bought more than one pair.
Yeah, I don't even think we said the name of it yet. It's the Adidas Evo SL, but you know that from the title of the
You
video.
didn't even throw in the Adizero.
I didn't. It's too long. I'm not throwing in all these Audi words. You're just gonna have to do it.
Adizero, it doesn't have an adios in this one.
It doesn't, but.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get into this shoe before we get into the next one. So let's give us the basics of the Evo SL. Thomas, what are we looking at here?
You're looking at a very simple upper, but it's clean, it's beautiful. I mean, it really is a great design. The bold stripes, you see it, you know immediately this is Adidas. What this shoe's done for Adidas is amazing. Like, Adidas has the front pack people, and it had race day shoes. But like, if you're just going for a regular run, you weren't necessarily picking Adidas. This shoe has so many people loving it, and it's on the feet, and it's this foam. It's that Light Strike Pro.
It is. I mean, I was telling you, I just ran into somebody yesterday at a stoplight while I was running, and they were wearing a pair, and I asked them what they thought, and they were like, this is my first time I've ever worn an Adidas shoe. And I think there's going to be a lot of that.
Yeah.
Because again, you have this really nice bed of Light Strike Pro foam and by the way, $150 shoe.
Yeah.
You're talking about their highest level of foam. Throwing a big slab of that underfoot. Pretty simple overall. You got a simple mesh upper. Fairly lightweight.
That's the only complaint I've heard from people is the upper may not have the best lockdown. It might have a little bit of, you know, just unpolished in the front here. But that's the only thing I've heard bad about this shoe. And honestly, I don't necessarily agree with that criticism.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I see to some degree where they're talking about there's not much structure to it. But again, this is a simple lightweight trainer. So your underfoot, though, the feeling that you get from this is one of those, it's kind of that feeling that you just are always looking for in a running shoe. It's just hard. There's no other way to describe it, I feel like.
Yeah, we talk about like the fun factor. I remember when we did a shakeout run in Berlin for the Berlin Marathon, and we put this on our feet, and I was like not expecting anything from the shoe. And I was like, oh my God, this feels amazing. There's just that right, perfect amount of softness, but not too soft, like all around. And then you throw this Conti rubber on the outsole.
Yep.
For $150, you're getting the Light Strike Pro, Conti rubber, beautiful looks. I mean.
Yeah. My only thing that negative with the shoe is that I don't love it as, and this isn't a knock against the running. A lot of people like to wear their running shoes as casual shoes as well. I think it's a little unstable for that. For me, it feels weird when I walk around in it.
Yeah, I haven't had the same issue, but I do know what you mean. Here's the thing, like if someone's used to like lifestyle shoes, and then you get this under your foot, and you're like, oh wow, this feels great. It may not be as stable, but it's really nice cushioning.
It is. And yeah, this is one of those shoes that can really just do everything. So let's talk about the next one that we have, which is the New Balance Rebel V5. This is coming out, this colorway comes out on, like, is it Global Running Day or the day after?
Yeah,
I think it's June 5th.
Yeah.
So this is a limited edition colorway, but the full release is coming.
Urgent Red.
Urgent Red, yeah. Full release is coming July 1st. Again, this is actually a $140 shoe. So it's
$10 less.
$10 less. And man, I gotta say, this is, again, I feel like something special.
It really is. The tongue and the heel counter got an upgrade from the last version, but you've got that lightweight mesh. And believe it or not, I thought when we were going to put these on the scale, This one would be the lighter one. This one's actually a hair lighter than the Evo SL. So if you like that lightweight feeling in a daily trainer or a shoe that you can kind of pick up the pace in,
Yeah.
these both have it. This one's actually a little lighter, a little less expensive, but you still get a premium foam with this PIBA blend.
Yeah, fuel cell people blend, and this has increased the stack height from the last version. It offers a little bit more comfort. It's a little soft when you're picking up the pace.
It's definitely softer than the Evo.
Yeah, and it has that more forefoot cushion, well, more overall cushion. So compared to the past versions of the Rebel, which I think it initially started off as like a 26 millimeter stack height in the heel for at least the V2. So you're getting, it's getting up there now.
Yeah, this one I would say the difference between these two foams is this one really has that like pink rubber ball bounce, and this one's a little bit spongier, a little bit like.
That's actually, damn, that's a pretty good comparison.
All right, there you go.
Actually,
from a pro.
I actually agree with that. Well, I used to practice baseball with that pink rubber ball, so I know exactly the density you're talking about. Yeah.
and this one just has more of a spongy feel, a little air in the midsole that gets there. Again, you're gonna have, if you look at the grip, very similar pattern of rubber if you look at them. I mean, that's about as close as you can get.
Yeah.
And I don't think that they were like looking at Adidas's homework and doing a trade-off. I think that this just happens to be one of those things that's like a coincidence. The rubber outlay on the Rebel is a nice improvement over the last version. I think it's much smoother feeling underfoot.
Yeah.
Again, you have a little more, I'd say a little more grip and bite with this one versus the smooth Conti rubber.
Yeah, I could agree with that. I think it's even a little bit thicker, so I'm not sure in the end which one will be more durable, but I mean, the Continental's pretty solid, so I guess time will tell.
This one's coming in wide.
That's right. That's a big deal. A wide foot Jarrett will be reviewing this shoe, so that's nice for all you wide foot people.
Yeah, $140. And the colorways that we've seen from New Balance, delightful.
Design-wise, both of these shoes have to be two of the best of the year as well.
I can't believe they're going up against each other. I didn't think that we were going to have a contender, and I'm like really having a tough time.
Yeah, it's I mean, honestly, and this is, if we're choosing, which I guess we've reached that point in this review, it's really just comes down to personal preference. Like, I don't think you'll be disappointed if you choose either of these ones.
Well, wait, you said one thing that I want you to go back to.
Okay.
In that, this shoe, you didn't like walking around in it. Like when you're not running, this shoe isn't one that you feel stable in. What about this
What's
one?
weird, this one I actually find to be better. It's not like, it's not perfect, but it's like, I wore this casually a little bit. It's still like kind of a little bit unstable, soft, but I think it works a little bit better for me.
All right.
And maybe that's partly because of the upper as well. But yeah, so it's, I don't know. And especially since this looks like a lifestyle shoe, it really works. But it is time to decide between the two shoes. Thomas, what are you? I
don't want to go first. Yeah, I'm going to let you go first on this one.
So should I just get a coin so we can flip it?
Pretty much. I mean, there's things I love about each one of these shoes. The characteristics of this one I like. The bounce off the toe, just the sculpting of the midsole. I feel like you get a little more like variability in the feel underfoot with a little bit of arch support, a little bit of more like toe roll off of it. So some of the ways that this midsole comes together, still the dynamic feel of it, I lean this way. This one though, it just, I don't know, it just feels right. It's so hard to say. I do think you get a better upper, better tongue, better heel counter in the New Balance. I thought that was going to add the weight. It's actually less weight. So I'm kind of torn. I would have to say ride wise though, I still would pick the Adidas Evo SL for the ride.
Yeah.
Slightly higher than this one, but overall for this one, for being able to do everything that it does.
I think ride wise, same. I agree with you pretty much on all accounts. I like a little bit slightly firmer or denser feeling midsole. So I think this just works for me, especially if you like a tiny bit softer. It isn't super soft though, just so you know. It's just a little bit more cushion. I would feel like that has this feel
140,
to it.
150. This one weighs about half an ounce less.
Yeah, again, same. I like the upper more on this shoe. I don't know. It's like it's just a different day. Maybe I would choose this one and this one, but it's
you can't really lose. I think this one really does come down to like personal preference. If you like the look of the Adidas Evo SL, or you like the New Balance Fuel Cell Rebel V5, but you're not going to lose if you get these shoes.
I don't know. I can't decide.
It's so hard. This is one of those cases where we have, we were talking about this. There's 4 shoes in this category that we're like, these are bangers. These 2 rise to the top. So really for me, the 2 bangers this year that are 150 and under, it comes down to these 2 shoes.
I might go. If I had to, I might go a Evo SL. But again, that's just more my personal preference with how the midsole feels. But
I think
I don't really care, honestly.
That's where it comes down to. It's by a hair, and by a hair, I'd still go. I like this foam on this Light Strike Pro. I'd almost enjoy. They've experimented with the Rebel quite a bit, and I like the Peba blend. But I'm kind of like, if they went with an aliphatic ETPU midsole on this one, or I don't even know what Adidas makes their midsoles out of because they're kind of cagey about that.
Yeah.
But I think that could be the difference. And here's the thing. I know that the next upgrade on the Evo SL is an upper upgrade. So it's kind of like if you had this upper on this midsole, I think you'd have the perfect shoe, and vice versa,
Yeah. And the other thing I said, and this, by the way, this is why this works better as a lifestyle shoe, is because this has that wider platform. So it is a little bit more stable in that way. Like, it's still wide on the Evo, but not like this. This is one of the wider platforms you're going to find in a shoe.
Well, I think what you're talking about is if you look in the arch in the throat, it cuts
cut
in
out a little bit.
Versus that.
I think this is slightly more nimble as well, the Evo SL, which I kind of prefer. But man, I don't know. They're just both great shoes. So I really don't think you're gonna be disappointed.
And that's the thing, for the price of one super shoe, you could have both these shoes.
Yeah. There you go. I mean, that's not a bad proposition right there. Yeah. So, all right. Anything else?
No, sorry, we're giving you kind of inconclusive between 2 shoes, but that's how close these are. Maybe Adidas by a hair.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Anyways, thanks for watching. Hopefully we have a couple more showdowns coming that are equally as intriguing. I mean, we're living in a pretty great time to have both these shoes available.
Yeah, and obviously your comments would be great. You may not have tried this shoe yet, but maybe by the time you're watching this, you've decided between these 2 shoes and you'd like to give your feedback. We'd love to hear what you think, because end of the year, we're going to have to come up with shoe of the year. And these 2 right now are kind of in that neck and neck zone. So it's going to come down to maybe some consumer feedback for us to kind of sway us one way or the other.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks for watching.